Today we're going to be looking at some of the traits of an elite amateur golfer. We've got Zainab Jeppy joining us on the channel today. We're going to get hack motion on her wrist. We're going to screen some shots, get some data and look at what you can learn from a very skilled player. Right, so what club have you got, Z? You got 8-iron?
Got an 8-iron.
Okay, so we're just going to hit some. We're going to look at some of the things that you do well, but we need to capture some data first. Okay. With that hack motion on the lead wrist. So you take it away.
Okay. That is the first bad one.
Aiming at the 150 we are, by the way. You can already see in some of the numbers of why you're a good golfer, to be fair.
Really?
Yeah, already.
Well, I'm a good golfer after the bad shot.
So firstly, we're just going to look at some plain and simple pointer data, the flexion and extension of the lead wrist at setter, top of the swing and at impact, because ultimately the flexion and extension of the wrist is what's squaring the golf club face, de-lofting the golf club face so we can hit it as far as we want to or what we intend to. We can see some clear differences on what Z does as a pretty good golfer compared to some amateurs who aren't quite as good. So I'm just going to demo a couple of things that Z does. So at address, Z's got 24 degrees of extension in the lead wrist. That's because she's got quite a strong grip style, which is pretty common, to be honest, amongst female golfers, just so we can get the squareness in the club face and the strength in loft as well. You might see some golfers like Colin Morikawa, for example, with quite a weak lead wrist, Bryson DeChambeau with a weak lead wrist. But again, all of these things match up so well, and good golfers all have this trait, is that however they grip it will match up to good qualities at impact. Z maintains that 24 degrees of extension of the lead wrist to the top, so it's pretty cupped at the top, which is that classic look of a lot of golfers traditionally. But this is the key thing now, what you do. As you move to impact, you take all of that out. Yeah. So you go from 24 and you create a flat lead wrist. So that, for me, de-lofts the club, and you've got a little bit of rotation in that wrist as well, which squares it. Because if I had just flexion, what does the face do?
Open.
Open, so then you need a bit of rotation and supination of the lead wrist to square everything. Key things for me, I mean, every swing, the first one, for if we take that first shot as an example, first one missed right, didn't it? Yeah,
that's like, tends to be my bad shot.
Yeah, so first one's a great example. You had 24 at address, which is a bit cupped.
Yeah.
You went
34.
Even more cupped on the at the top of the swing, and then you took even more out on the way down.
Right.
So effectively, because you missed right of target, you've gone cupped to begin with, even more cupped at the top, which could open the club face, and then you took it out into -6 flexion at impact, which opened the face, and that's why we saw a right shot. Let's go up the bag now. 3-wood.
Yeah.
Yeah, and we're going to look at some different traits of what Z does up the bag. Right, so 3-wood in hand now. We should expect to see some similar traits, but again, we're going to look at maybe some things that might change. If you can take 3 swings for me, Z, exactly the same as what we just did. What would you say one of your strengths of your game is? I already know what it is, but what would you say it is?
I'd say like accuracy in terms of I hit most fairways. Yeah. Most greens in regulation as well. Yeah. But I'm pretty good at picking a target and kind of hitting it where I need to. You're
very straight, aren't you?
Yeah, very straight.
With woods and...
my bad shots even, I wouldn't say they're extremely bad. They're usually like rough. I don't tend to hit many far misses, so. Yeah. She says as she hooks it.
That's not that bad, I guess.
Yeah.
It's like 10 yards left to target.
Yeah.
Shot. Oh, that was the button one, wasn't it, to finish?
Yeah, that was
so good.
Yeah.
And you can see some clear traits again in this data of what Z does well to hit a 3-wood, because when we've got 3-wood in our hand, for example, we're not trying to hit the ball too far on the downward arc, are we?
No.
We're trying to almost catch it on that kind of level or medium arc. A couple of the key points, you had very similar amounts of extension in the lead wrist at address, which is typical because you've got the same grip style. Yeah. You're not going to change your grip to hit this club. Very similar at the top, although you sometimes delivered a bit more extension in the wrist, so possibly it opens the club face. But the key things now, what's this figure say at impact?
+3.
+3. So you didn't have as much of that de-lofting flexion phase at impact.
Right, okay.
And that is because you're a clever golfer and a good golfer, so you figured out how you need to deliver this golf club. So if you look at my wrist, it looks a bit more cupped, doesn't it? So if we watch your videos back, you square this shaft and head and grip, everything in line at impact to be able to deliver the loft required to hit this. Because if we start to go like an iron, we need to look like this. We need to get the handle forward, more flexion, more closing so we can compress it. But if we like this with 3-wood, we haven't got as much loft on there anyway, so we need to deliver it in that way. So really good trait, and you'd probably see exactly the same thing for a driver as well. Yeah. We're just going to finish with a few wedges. Okay. And just see how things change with some of the chip shots. Okay. Okay, so 50-yard sign now, you've got a 56 in your hand. That's not a full shot for you. How far would a full one go?
Full shot's about 70 yards for me at the moment.
Okay, so taking a little bit off it.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Bit thin, that. But I did hit it.
You hit it?
Yeah.
Was that you?
Yeah, what do you mean, was that me?
Okay, I'm going to give you, let's hit 2 more, and I want you to make this one go really low. Okay. So pitch it and think you're going to kind of skip it up a green.
All right.
Nice.
Bit far again.
Okay, and then this one, I want you to make this go high.
Okay.
Nice. Okay, let's dive into that, because that was good, that was nice. So what you started to do, Z, which is very common with good pitches of the golf ball, is that nothing's too extreme with the lead wrist, so not too much handle forwards or not the other way. You actually maintain a lot of the cupping of the lead wrist through the ball, which is a really good trait for a pitcher, because if we start to go this way, we actually lengthen the club head as well, so often can lead to digging in. But what you did, you squared the head and the hands back up, which again, you can see my wrist has got a little bit of cup in there. Maintained that and kept a lot of rotation in. As soon as you went to start to go lower, you went flexion with the wrist, which is something you just naturally do. And then you went higher, you went the other way. Okay. So a lot more extension of the wrist. You can see how good golfers can naturally adapt their wrist conditions, flexion and extension, to suit the shot in front of them. Z, great work. Thank you. Happy?
Yeah, happy. It's interesting to see how naturally the body works to make a different shot, especially with the pitching at the end. So it's pretty cool numbers to see.
And I think a lot of amateurs can learn from that, is that if you have the right wrist conditions to suit the shot, your body will work in conjunction with that as well. Thanks for watching. Make sure you follow Z as well. Z's on YouTube and Instagram. Great golfer, and we're going to go have a little match now.
Yeah.
Yeah, you ready?
Match play.
Okay,
I'll be giving him shots.